Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. This is Kathy with foodblogusa.com. I would hope that you would be subscribing to my YouTube channel and also liking my page on Facebook. Today is going to be my Valentine's Day special for all of you guys. I was very lucky and have been gifted a beautiful London broil from Watervale Farms out of Pompeii. I put all the information, which is going to be on my website, to reach them. They're a local farm here that grass feed their animals. You'll see. This is just amazing. This cut of meat is beautiful. So I hope that you guys will check them out. It's www.watervalefarms.com. And again, I'll put all the links on my website for everything I use. So I hope that you check them out. And I thank you very much, guys, for gifting me this beautiful London broil. So let's get started. It's a little bit complex tonight, a little bit more than what I'm usually doing. So I want to get started. Again, I always kind of prep things a little bit in advance. I didn't do too much today because I feel like I'm leaving things out. So let's start out with the London broil marinade. Now, I have been marinating this London broil since Tuesday night. I am using a slow cooker bag that you put in a crock pot. It actually really worked out well. The cut of meat that I was given is kind of pretty huge and probably 4 pounds, I would say. So this fit this nicely in here. I've already, like I said, marinated this for 2 days. I want the flavor to incorporate into the meat so that when we cook it, it comes out absolutely juicy, which you will see it completely is. So let's get started here. What I'm going to do first, again, make sure that you have, which I grabbed, and now I don't know where to put it, a rubber band. That's not a big deal. I was prepared, I swear. Okay, we're going to start out with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Can y'all hear me okay? Everything you can hear? Because I was told that it was a little low. 1/4 cup of soy sauce right into the bag. Then we are going to take 1 cup of water in the bag. This is why I'm saying hold on to this bag, kind of, usually you can use a Ziploc. The meat was a little bit bigger, so I didn't want to kind of crush it. Then we are going to use ginger. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. You can use garlic paste, whatever you want. This kind of flows with the juice a little bit better. Then I have 5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Right now what I'm doing is I'm making a teriyaki sauce, a glaze, a marinade, say, for the meat to sit. And again, you can do this overnight. I wouldn't do it for a few hours because you're not going to really get that flavor inside of the meat. You want to let it sit. If you have 2 days, that's fantastic. I prepared, so I do. Then we are going to add the honey. 2 tablespoons of honey. I don't put it in one of these because it's going to get all over the place. I kind of know already what 2 tablespoons is. That's about it. Then you're going to put the cornstarch in. This is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch that I put in. Then I am going to put the apple cider vinegar. That's not it. You need the acid inside of your marinade to kind of give it that boost. You want an acid with the sweet. Apple cider vinegar. And you are also going to put some 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper into the bag. And last but not least is that beautiful pineapple. Now here's my story with my pineapple. For some reason, I don't know what it is right now. Finding things at the store is kind of hard. It seems like I can't find canned foods that I usually use. I like to use fresh pineapple. For this though, you want the juice. You kind of want that can. I know I don't use a lot of can. I use a lot of fresh, but the canned pineapple really works well for this. So this is about a cup that I use. And again, I couldn't get the small can, so I had to get a big can, but it worked out well because I already marinated it, which I will show you. So we're just basically going to add the pineapple. Then you're going to take the bag and give it a little bit of a massage. You're going to get this beautiful marinade going on right here. And see if I can show you guys. It's a clear bag, so you should pretty much see I'm going to post pictures as well. I do have some pictures on my Facebook page of what it looks like. So that is the marinade. You're going to place the London broil or whatever cut of meat that you are using into the bag, and you're going to seal it up and put it in your refrigerator. Tie a rubber band around it, or whatever you have that's going to keep it tight. Let's do this here so it doesn't go all over the place. Yes. What you have, my friends, is this beautiful London broil. Take it out of the bag. Now here is what I'm doing, and this is key because you want the London broil to cook in the oven. First, what we're going to do is we're going to pan sear it in a cast iron pan. Basically, just giving it a quick sear on each side. Then I'm going to put it into the oven at 450 degrees for about 16 to 18 minutes. We like ours on the rare side, a little bit medium rare. So according to what size meat you're using, increase the time. But you definitely want to sear on it. So I'm going to bring this over to my pan. Now, I have a very well-seasoned cast iron pan, which I don't know if you can really see, but there's a lot of oil in it. Just let me turn this down. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit, because when you do this, you want to hear it sizzle. You know, before I do this, before I put this in, I'm going to start the rice, because we're going to kind of get this all going at the same time. So with the rice, I'm making a sticky rice. I'm using a Japanese style sticky rice. It's just a sushi rice is what I'm trying to say. So what you're going to do, is I take 2 cups of liquid to 1.5 cups of rice. The liquid I use is always a broth. I don't use water. You can, it's your choice. But for me, for flavor, I try to use a beef broth if you're cooking with a beef or a chicken, vegetable if you don't want it. Then tonight, because of what I'm making, I have an Asian rub seasoning. You could buy these Asian seasonings straight at the store. I mean, this one I got out in Rochester, but it's not a big deal. You can find this stuff anywhere anymore. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm probably about a quarter teaspoon, not too much, just enough for a little bit of flavor for the rice to kind of go with the meat that I'm making. I'm going to make sure my fire is up. And I've already pre-boiled this a little bit to kind of get it hot. To pour the rice inside, which is 1.5 cups of rice. And we're just going to stick that in there, give it a good stir, keep it on low heat, and let that go while we are making the beef. Yes, I will get this straight. Okay, so now the beef. Again, I put a little bit of oil in my pan. My pan is seasoned, so I don't really need a lot of oil. And then what I'm going to do, this has been marinating for 2 days. And I am going to take this meat without the marinade, only what's on the beef, and sear this. Get this out. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. This cut of meat is like, I love it. It's going to be amazing. You hear that? That's what you want. You want to hear that sizzle. I am going to take this and reserve it, and you will see why as we go along. Guys are hard to work with. Okay, so now as this is searing, I'm going to be making also, you never really, very rarely see me make a vegetable with my food. It's Valentine's Day, we all need a vegetable. I'm going to take string beans tonight. What I'm going to do, as we're letting that sear for a minute, what do I do with my oil? So, I'm sure you all heard of 7 C's Italian dressing. This is what we're going to be using with our string beans. But first, I'm taking some pine nuts. I'm going to take some and just basically toast a few of them. Make sure you just watch it and keep kind of moving it around a little bit. Where is my heat? I'm going to go a little bit higher. You don't want it to burn. You'll smell it burn. It's disgusting. So we're going to give this about 2 minutes on each side, and then it's going to go right into the oven. And we're going to cook this, like I said, at 450, depending on how you like your steak. I do it for about 16 to 18 minutes for what we like here. So increase the time if you need to. Just going to make sure you don't play with too much yet. And you flip it over. You got a nice little sear on it. And we're going to take this pan. Use a cast iron pan, use a Dutch oven pan. This way you can shove it right into your oven, and it's like, you don't have to worry about switching pans, doing a million things. Goes right in, cooks in there, keeps the heat. They're fantastic. So we're gonna do that, and as that's going on, I'll actually, let's take this, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit so I can put this out here and show you what else is next. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. It's a beautiful Thursday. Was a little sunny, but it's starting to get a little bit longer of daylight time, which is nice. Spring is coming. I'll be doing some things on the grill this year, so I'll show you guys that and some smoker stuff. Again, you want to keep this moving. So you're gonna get like a little bit of a brown, just the rawness out of the nut. You can use almonds, slivered almonds if you want. Really is up to you. I kind of have pine nuts on hand, so I figured let me use some pine nuts. All right, I'm just gonna give this a peek. You don't want to cook this. You want to keep it so that it's not getting cooked. Turn off the heat. Oven's on at 450. We're going to throw this in here. Now, that reserve that I have is going to be the last 4 minutes I'll put it on. Just trying to see. Yes, okay. I'm going to keep that going for a little bit. I just don't want to overcook it. I have one already prepared, but I don't want to overcook that one. So, in the meantime, we're going to take our nuts. I'll just put them on the side for a minute while you're cooking your beans. So now, you don't need oil into the pan, and the reason is because there's oil inside of the dressing. This is like an old-fashioned one that we used to use. You buy the cruet at the supermarket, and then you get this little package of 7 C's dressing. You can use any dressing you want. This is quick, easy. I'm trying to do things a little bit too that isn't like impossible, because a lot of people are threatened by cooking. Just a lot of people I talked to over the week and comments that I had regarding beef and how they overcook it, it's dry. I really, truly believe that if you marinate something and you get the juices in and you don't overcook it and you just you don't want a hard pocky puck steak or any kind of beef. I prefer not to. Some people need it like well done, but I feel like it kills the meat. So if it comes out dry, you're probably just cooking it a little bit too long. All right, so we're gonna put, I don't have that many string beans tonight. Maybe about a quarter to a half a cup of dressing. And then we're just gonna let that sit in there. Now I'm gonna take some string beans that I have. They're frozen. I didn't get fresh again, but they're frozen ones, they're not canned. God forbid I ever give my husband a can of string beans. You don't like that. Okay, turn this up just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna just basically cook that, get it incorporated, get it, cooked a little bit. And then the rice should almost be done. It's gonna come to a boil, which it is now. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit on this, cover it to make sure that the air stays in there. And then we're gonna just kind of give this a toss. Get it in the dressing. Super simple, and it's actually really good. I mean, that was something when I was doing the keto diet, I did a lot of these, beans with Italian dressing because it's all things you can have. But, I mean, it's still good no matter what you do. I grew up with this stuff, so. All right, now, the big reveal. We're going to take the London broil. Now, I made one earlier, and I have been letting it sit. So I can show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to take my cutting board, put this to the side, sure that's not hot, and I am going to take my tongs. And again, with meat, that's another really important thing. Let your meat rest. You don't want to take your meat out of the oven or off your grill and just eat it, because the juices that you are not going to have, you want them in there. You want them to kind of settle before you cut it. I can tell this is going to be rare. I can feel it. There's a guideline about feeling your hand and then feeling your meat where you want it to be. So what I'm going to do is just basically cut this on a slant. Oh yeah, look at this. This is beautiful. Let me take this out of the way so you guys can see how amazing this looks. This is, their farm is all grass fed. And it's honestly, like, I haven't seen a cut of meat like this. I'm not just saying this, but I really have not seen a cut of meat like this in like so long. And cutting this is like butter. I swear to God, it's like butter. It's amazing. So basically what you're going to do, what I do with London broil, is I cut it on a bias here. And I'm going to plate it. But when I'm going to plate it, I'm going to plate it with the rice and the string beans. Now the rice I want on the bottom before I put the steak on top. So I'm going to cut this up a little bit. Oh my God, it smells so good. And the marinade, like I was saying, you put it about 5 minutes before you take out the meat. And you put it in 5 minutes before you take out the meat. Yes, I said that correctly. And the reason why is because you don't want your marinade, you need to cook it. You want to cook it, but you don't want to have it where it's cooked into the pan and it's burnt and you can't do anything with it. I mean, part of the whole thing about doing that is to have that flavor. And the reason why I chose to do it over rice, I mean, teriyaki, you know, usually goes good with rice and beef. And this is going to be just like amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that to the side, let that sit for a few minutes, and check on my string beans. That's right. Rinse my hands a second. Okay. I'm just going to basically toss them. Now I'm not going to put the pine nuts in with the string beans, and the reason why is because I already toasted them. They're cooked. They're what I want. So once we plate this, you kind of just sprinkle them on top so that it doesn't get mushy or nasty inside of this. And you can see here, I'll show you. It's just basically string beans with a quick Italian dressing. So I mean, there's really no reason you can't do a quick vegetable. Again, if you prefer canned vegetables, that's whatever you like. That's the good thing about cooking is there's so many different things you can do. You don't have to stick to one thing. Like if you don't have, you know, certain things for the marinade, you know, honestly, like people sometimes want soy sauce in their house. I mean, everybody eats Chinese food. Those little packets, keep them. So when you have a recipe that you need soy sauce for, you take a few of them and you pour them into the thing, and there you go. You got your soy sauce. There's ways. Just kind of think about it. All right. So now the rice is just about done. I'll just sit for a few more seconds. And we're going to plate this. So basically, not going to change the colors when you use broth. Just the flavor is like really, really good. And like I said, with steak, you kind of want to have it underneath it, and then I'll put the marinade on top. So let's get this over here, and I'll start plating. Turn this off, because everything here is pretty much done. Again, I'm trying to keep it quick, but not so fast that you're not seeing what I'm doing, or not absorbing what I'm doing. Okay, so now let's get our beautiful plate that we're going to use to plate. And I am going to start with the rice. Depending on how you want to do it, I don't ever like throwing things on my plate because everybody knows that knows me. I like to kind of give it a little bit of a flair. So ice cream scoop or a round spoon, kind of just plate it, make it look pretty. This is Valentine's, it's for your sweetheart. You should be making it look beautiful. You want to have a good looking meal for your baby. Okay. That's about enough. There's more in here, but depending on how many you're feeding your children too, you know, kind of grow on you after a while and have to be involved. At least my daughter, my son doesn't want nothing to do with me, so he's not a mama's boy. I guess I should be thankful, right? Okay, now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this meat. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. And we're gonna put this on like so. Make it pretty. Place it on. This is gorgeous. Oh my Lord. And again, this is how we like it. I don't want to overcook it. I don't believe in overcooking meat, personally. I just think it's too me. But to each our own. You like it cooked, don't want it mooing, go for it. Hi, Steve. Okay. Now, actually, before I do this, I'm going a little ahead of myself. I'm going to take the marinade that I had in the pan that I made, like I said, 5 minutes before the steak is done. And it keeps it kind of thick and you just pour it on top. Because you want this with your rice. I mean, the rice has flavor, of course, but you want something that's going to be a little bit more special. So I put the marinade on top. Same marinade that I made earlier. And then I'm going to take the string beans. Actually, before I do that, the pine nuts that we cooked earlier, throw them in the pan. Now it is off of the heat. Just give it a good stir. See, isn't that pretty? It's so quick. It's like 1, 2, 3, nothing. So there's no excuse. You can do it. I'm gonna put some on this side. Put some on this side. Presentation. You eat with your eyes first, don't you? Of course we do. Things look good, you want it. Put this over here. And then what I'm going to do, I got a prepared site here for Thanksgiving, for Valentine's Day. Sticky rice is sticky. So I set this up for your loved ones. See, I'm prepared. I gotta wash this off. This is insane. I mean, you can use regular rice as well, but like I said, personally, I just prefer sticky rice. Let's get the ambiance going here. Have your Valentine's Day dinner. It's like the best smelling candle ever. Put this on this side. Let me show you guys first. How beautiful is this? This is gorgeous. This meat, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to eat it. It looks so good. So here we go. Have our beautiful Valentine's Day dinner, which, you know, obviously, like I told you, other than marinating it, it's super quick. It's you could get this done in an hour and have a beautiful meal for your loved one and enjoy Valentine's Day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Not sure what I'm doing next week. I have to post this tonight. It's a little crazy this week. Haven't got it up on my blog. But also I'm going to be trying to do, go away from Facebook a little bit. Kind of having a Facebook issue. Getting my videos off of Facebook and then putting them onto my YouTube channel, or even putting them into my blog. Because when I put my recipe, I would really like to have my video with it. But the problem is my videos aren't really uploading well, and they disappear. And it's like a lot of work to do this, and I really don't want to lose them and just have Facebook, because if I ever go off of Facebook, I don't want to lose it. So remember, please like my page, please share it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, go right to www.foodblogusa.com. Everything is right there, one bump, hit it, and you're there. I appreciate it, guys. Have a fabulous Valentine's Day, and I wish you guys a happy Thursday. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye.